Where did the Titanic's missing passengers go, and who among them was or wasn't found on the ocean floor? Let's break it down. There were a total of 2,008 people on board the Titanic. When the ship began sinking, roughly 1,500 never made it into the lifeboats. Many stayed on deck until the very last moment, hoping the ship would hold. When the bow slipped underwater, they were swept into the ocean or jumped on their own. The water that night was around 28 degrees Fahrenheit, colder than the freezing point of fresh water. In temperatures like that, the body goes through cold shock and then extremely rapid hypothermia. Modern survival charts show that in water at about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, an unprotected person typically loses consciousness within 15 to 30 minutes, and the maximum survival time is about 30 minutes to an hour, even if they manage to stay afloat. Most Titanic victims didn't drown. They died from hypothermia when their hearts and breathing simply stopped in the freezing water. Some bodies were found in the first days and weeks. The cable-laying ship Mackay Bennett and several others recovered more than 300 bodies in 7 days. But these were the people who stayed on the surface in life jackets. What about the ones pulled down with the ship? At nearly 2.5 miles deep, researchers exploring the wreck see clothing, suitcases, and hundreds of pairs of shoes, but not a single skeleton. James Cameron, who dove to the Titanic many times, has said there are no human remains down there at all. The reason comes down to deep ocean chemistry. In the area where the Titanic rests, the water is oxygen-rich and low in calcium. After marine organisms consumed the soft tissues over the course of a few years, the bones began to dissolve. At depths greater than about 3,000 feet, seawater becomes aggressive toward calcium carbonate, the main material in human bone. After more than a century, nothing remains except traces, clothing, and personal items. Could anyone possibly have survived inside the ship as it sank? Theoretically, if there had been a perfectly sealed compartment with a large enough air pocket, a person could have stayed alive for a short time. Air wouldn't run out immediately. But because the liner was already torn in half, this scenario is extremely unlikely. Bulkheads cracked, compartments leaked, and water poured in. Pressure increases by about 14.5 pounds per square inch every 33 feet. And by the time the wreck reached just a few hundred feet, any unreinforced space would have been crushed and instantly flooded. Considering the wreck's descent rate of roughly 36 feet per second, even a hypothetical survivor would have had only a few dozen seconds. Now, let's move on to the door carved into solid rock. Aramumuru is a pilgrimage site for esoterics. People come here to meditate, open portals, and seek proof of ancient civilizations. With a description like that, you might imagine something like this. But in reality, the place looks like this. In South America, near Lake Titicaca, there's a massive wall of pink sandstone in the Hayu Marca rock formation. Carved into it is an almost square door with a T-shaped recess about 6.5 feet tall. The site is known as Aramumuru, or the Gate of the Gods. Official archaeology suggests it's an unfinished Inca or pre-Columbian architectural project. No passages have been found behind the door, just a perfectly smoothed niche in solid rock. But local legends tell a different story. According to one, a priest brought a golden disc that supposedly fell from the sky. He placed the disc into a special indentation, the stone doorway turned into a glowing portal, and the priest stepped through into the world of the gods, never to return. The next artifact looks like something imagined by a surrealist painter, but it's a real museum piece. At the British Museum, there's a human skull completely covered with a mosaic of turquoise and black lignite, all bound together with resin. In the eye sockets are bulging discs of polished pyrite set against white shell. The nose is inlaid with red shell, and inside the skull, there's a surviving lining of deer hide and agave fibers with straps, meant to wear the skull as a ceremonial object. Most likely, this skull mask was fastened to the back of a priest during rituals. To us, it's a frightening keepsake from a world of the dead, but to ancient Mesoamericans, it was a vessel of divine power, a face of a god composed of bone, stone, and shimmering minerals. Discoveries like this make you pause and consider how differently people of the past viewed death and the boundary between the living and the divine.
Beneath the cold, dark waters of the Baltic Sea, something ancient may be lurking. In recent years, divers and researchers have uncovered strange, fossilized remains deep below the surface. Massive bones, unusual formations, and unidentifiable structures that have sparked a wave of speculation. Could this be proof of a prehistoric sea monster, a creature that once ruled the depths of the North? Among the discoveries, one of the most baffling is a set of gigantic vertebrae-like structures partially buried under layers of sediment. Some scientists believe these could belong to an unknown species of massive marine reptile, possibly a remnant of the Mesozoic era. Others argue they might be natural rock formations, their eerie symmetry nothing more than a trick of nature. But the perfect alignment of these massive segments suggests otherwise. Local fishermen have long told stories of something huge and unexplainable moving beneath the waves. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures gliding just below the surface, too large to be any known marine life in the region. Could these accounts be connected to the recently discovered remains? The Baltic Sea's icy depths have preserved shipwrecks and artifacts for centuries. If a creature once roamed these waters, its remains could be incredibly well preserved, waiting for discovery. Not all mysteries of the deep take the form of lost ships or ancient creatures. Some are right beneath us, carved into the very fabric of the ocean floor. In several locations across the world, perfectly symmetrical circular holes have been discovered at depths where no human hand or known marine life could have created them. These formations stretch across vast areas, forming geometric patterns that seem too precise to be random. One of the most famous sites was discovered by NOAA researchers in 2022 during an expedition near the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. At a depth of 1.6 miles, they encountered a series of evenly spaced holes running in straight lines along the seabed. At first glance, they looked like drill sites, yet no known equipment or natural process explains their creation. What's even stranger is that these formations have been found in multiple regions, from the Pacific depths near California to the icy waters of the Arctic. Some scientists suggest they may be the work of deep-sea organisms burrowing into the sediment, but no creatures have been observed making these marks. Others theorize that escaping methane gas or volcanic activity could have punched through the ocean floor in an eerily uniform way. But the perfect spacing of the holes, along with their consistent size, makes this explanation hard to accept. And then there are the more unusual theories. Some speculate that the holes could be remnants of ancient structures now buried under shifting ocean currents, their original purpose long lost. Others wonder if they might be evidence of unknown technology, perhaps even something not of this world. What makes these formations truly baffling is the fact that, despite multiple research missions, no one has ever witnessed them being formed. They simply appear unchanged, unexplained, and waiting for answers. In 2001, a research team using sonar technology stumbled upon something astonishing deep beneath the waters of Cuba's western coast. At a depth of 2,000 feet, their scans revealed what appeared to be large, symmetrical structures, some shaped like pyramids, others resembling city streets and plazas. The formations stretched across an area of more than 7.7 square miles, far too structured to be a natural formation. The discovery sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. If these were truly man-made structures, they would have to date back over 50,000 years, a time when no known civilization should have been capable of constructing anything so advanced. The implications were staggering. Had an ancient, unknown people built a city here, only to have it swallowed by rising seas? Or was this something else entirely? For years, debate has raged over what these structures could be. Some researchers argue they resemble Mesoamerican architecture, drawing comparisons to the pyramids of the Maya. Others believe they might be even older, possibly remnants of a civilization predating recorded history. But with no confirmed artifacts, inscriptions, or human remains, the mystery remains unsolved. Adding to the intrigue, the Cuban government has been tight-lipped about further investigations. Some suspect that a more detailed exploration has already taken place, but the results are being kept under wraps. Conspiracy theories have flourished, with some claiming that these ruins are linked to the legend of Atlantis, while others suggest they could be evidence of an ancient catastrophe that reshaped the world. The further we descend into the ocean, the closer we get to what feels like another planet. At the very bottom of the Mariana Trench, nearly 7 miles beneath the surface, lies one of the most extreme environments on Earth. No sunlight reaches these depths. The pressure is so intense that few life forms should be able to survive. And yet, down in the darkness, some of the strangest creatures ever discovered thrive. Exploration missions have captured eerie footage of transparent beings, fish with no eyes, and creatures that glow in complete darkness. Then there are the unexplained structures. In 2016, scientists using deep-sea drones discovered a perfectly smooth, circular hole in the trench floor, unlike anything seen before. It appeared artificial, yet there was no evidence of human activity in the area. Another expedition recorded strange sounds, deep, resonating noises with no identifiable source. Some speculate they could be calls from an unknown species, one that has adapted to life in the extreme cold and pressure. Some researchers believe the trench could still hide undiscovered giants, ancient predators that have remained hidden in the darkness. Others suggest the unique conditions of the trench might even support microbial life unlike anything found on Earth, potentially offering clues about what might exist on other planets. The deeper we explore, the more we realize how little we truly understand about the world beneath us. Not all lost worlds belong to the future. Some have been swallowed by the sea, their secrets hidden for thousands of years. Off the coast of France, beneath the Mediterranean, lies the Cosquer Cave, an ancient site accessible only to skilled divers. Discovered in 1985, it contains something truly chilling: hundreds of human handprints, eerily pressed into the rock, frozen in time. These handprints, estimated to be over 27,000 years old, are unlike ordinary cave paintings. Some appear distorted, as if the fingers were missing or deliberately shortened. Others are arranged in patterns that researchers still struggle to decipher. Were these markings a form of early communication, a warning, or part of a ritual we no longer understand? The cave also contains paintings of extinct animals, giant deer, wild horses, and even penguin-like birds, evidence of an ecosystem that no longer exists. But it's the hands that leave the strongest impression. Some archaeologists believe they could be symbols of survival, left behind by early humans facing an unforgiving world. Others suggest something more unsettling, that the missing fingers could have been intentional, part of a long-lost custom involving amputation, sacrifice, or self-inflicted pain. The fact that this cave is now completely submerged adds another layer of mystery. When these handprints were made, the Mediterranean coastline was miles away. Rising sea levels eventually drowned the cave, turning it into an underwater time capsule. What other secrets might still be hiding in the depths, just waiting to be discovered? Far beneath the surface of the Bering Sea, hidden in the cold abyss, lies something few people have ever heard of: Jemchug Canyon, the largest underwater canyon on the planet. It dwarfs the Grand Canyon, plunging to depths of 8,530 feet, a world so unexplored that it might as well belong to another planet. Unlike most deep-sea environments, Jemchug Canyon isn't just an empty void, it's teeming with strange, alien-like life forms. Scientists have discovered entire forests of giant deep-sea corals, some centuries old and unlike anything seen in shallow waters. Enormous barrel sponges, bizarre glass sponges, and bioluminescent jellyfish drift through the darkness, creating an almost surreal landscape. But it's the mysterious structures on the canyon floor that have puzzled researchers the most. Some areas appear smooth and polished, as if something massive once moved across the seafloor, leaving deep scars in the sediment. Others contain strange ridges and geometric formations, possibly natural but eerily symmetrical. Could they be remnants of an ancient landslide or something far less understood? Deep-sea cameras have also captured unexplained flashes of light, appearing and disappearing without any known source. Some believe they could be the result of deep-sea volcanic activity, or something even stranger, unknown life emitting its own energy in the canyon's perpetual darkness. Despite its size, Jemchug Canyon remains largely unexplored. The crushing pressures and freezing temperatures make deep dives incredibly difficult, and much of what lies in its depths is still completely unknown. Could there be species lurking in the canyon that science has yet to identify? Some experts believe it's possible, especially given how little of the deep ocean we've actually seen. The ocean is full of strange sounds, whale songs, shifting tectonic plates, the groaning of icebergs breaking apart. But in 1997, scientists listening in on the depths of the Pacific Ocean recorded something that still defies explanation. A sound so loud, so powerful, that it was picked up by multiple hydrophones thousands of miles apart. They called it the bloop. At first, some believed it was a signal from an unknown species, perhaps a massive, undiscovered sea creature lurking in the abyss. The sound had an organic quality, rising and falling like the call of a living thing. But there was a problem. If it had been made by an animal, that creature would have to be larger than even the blue whale, the biggest known living thing on Earth. Over the years, theories emerged. Some scientists suggested the bloop was caused by ice quakes, massive blocks of ice breaking away from Antarctic glaciers. Others believed it could be connected to deep-sea volcanic activity, yet the way the sound traveled, its unique pattern and speed, didn't quite match anything known. That hasn't stopped speculation. Some still believe the bloop is evidence of something lurking deep in the Pacific, a prehistoric leviathan, or even something more bizarre, an intelligent species hiding beneath the waves. The fact that no sound quite like it has been recorded since only adds to the mystery. Whatever caused the bloop, the truth is still buried somewhere in the ocean's vast, uncharted depths. Off the coast of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, an underwater world unlike any other has taken shape. Here, over 400 life-sized human statues stand frozen in time, their faces locked in silent expressions, their bodies slowly being consumed by coral. It's called the Silent Evolution, and it is one of the largest underwater art installations ever created. At first glance, the statues seem like ruins, as if an ancient civilization had been swallowed by the sea. But they are the work of sculptor Jason DeCaires Taylor, designed not just as art but as a new kind of artificial reef, meant to attract marine life and create a thriving ecosystem. Over time, the ocean has claimed them. Coral has grown over faces, fish weave between their arms, and the once smooth surfaces have been reshaped by the tides. Yet something about them feels unsettling. The way they stare blankly into the blue, the way they stand in organized groups, almost as if frozen mid-ritual. Some figures appear trapped, their heads encased in coral, their bodies barely visible beneath layers of marine life. Others are posed in everyday activities, reading, talking, sitting, yet their placement on the ocean floor makes them seem almost like ghosts of a drowned world. These statues serve a purpose. They protect the nearby natural reef by redirecting divers to a place where their presence won't cause harm. But at the same time, they have taken on an eerie, almost otherworldly presence of their own. What was once a project of art and conservation has transformed into a haunting reminder of how quickly nature reclaims what we leave behind. Beneath the murky waters of Rock Lake, a quiet body of water in Wisconsin, something unexpected is hidden. Submerged stone structures arranged in pyramid-like formations rest at the bottom of the lake. For decades, divers and researchers have argued about what they could be. Local legends have long spoken of an ancient civilization that once thrived in this region, one that built towering structures before the land was swallowed by water. In the early 1900s, fishermen reported seeing strange shapes beneath the surface, and in the 1930s, aerial surveys revealed dark geometric patterns in the lakebed. Sonar scans later confirmed it. There is something down there. Some archaeologists believe the structures could be linked to the Aztlan people, a mound-building civilization that lived in the area over 1,000 years ago. If so, this would be one of the oldest underwater ruins in North America. But others argue that these formations could be even older, evidence of a lost culture that predates recorded history. Skeptics claim the pyramids could just be natural rock formations, shaped by glaciers or shifting sediments. But if that were true, why do some of the stones appear precisely stacked, as if placed by human hands? And why have similar structures been found in other lakes across the Midwest? For now, Rock Lake keeps its secrets. The murky waters make deep exploration difficult, and full-scale excavations have yet to take place. But if these underwater pyramids are truly man-made, they could change what we know about the ancient history of North America. Since its discovery in 1985, the wreck of the Titanic has been one of the most famous underwater sites in the world. But something strange is happening, it's vanishing. The ship that once symbolized human ambition and tragedy is being eaten away, not by time, but by something far smaller. Scientists studying the wreck have found that the Titanic is being consumed by a newly discovered strain of bacteria, one that feeds on metal. This bacteria, unknown until recently, is breaking down the ship's steel at an alarming rate. Estimates suggest that within a few decades, much of the wreck could be completely gone, reduced to nothing but a rusty outline on the ocean floor. Even more unsettling, certain parts of the wreck are already missing. Some claim that natural decay is to blame, while others believe unauthorized salvage missions have stripped pieces away. Some even wonder if something unexplained could be at work, an unknown force at the bottom of the Atlantic, hastening the ship's disappearance. For now, the Titanic remains, its broken hull a silent witness to history, but it won't last forever. One day, future explorers may dive to its coordinates and find nothing but an empty seabed. The greatest ship ever built is fading into the abyss, and soon, all that will remain are the stories it left behind. In the Yucatan Peninsula, beneath dense jungles, a secret world of water flows unseen. The region is home to thousands of cenotes, natural sinkholes that lead to a vast underground river system stretching for hundreds of miles. This network, hidden beneath the land, is one of the longest known underground rivers in the world. Divers who enter these flooded caves find otherworldly landscapes, crystal clear waters, enormous caverns, and limestone formations untouched by time. But these cenotes are more than just natural wonders. They were sacred to the ancient Maya, who believed them to be portals to the underworld. In many of these caves, divers have found human remains, pottery, and ceremonial offerings suggesting they were used for rituals, sometimes even sacrifices. The discovery of hundreds of skeletons in some cenotes points to a dark history, one that archaeologists are still unraveling. The Yucatan's underwater rivers remain largely unexplored, with new tunnels being mapped every year. What else might be hiding in these flooded chambers, waiting to be uncovered? In 2011, a team of Swedish treasure hunters scanning the bottom of the Baltic Sea made a discovery that left the world stunned. Their sonar equipment picked up a massive, disc-shaped object resting 300 feet below the surface. Measuring around 200 feet in diameter, its shape was striking, eerily similar to the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. But this was no movie set. When divers reached the site, things got stranger. The object appeared to have unnatural grooves and stair-like formations, as if it had been shaped rather than naturally formed. Even more bizarre, their equipment malfunctioned when they got too close. Compasses, satellite phones, and cameras all stopped working near the anomaly. So what is it? Some researchers insist it's just a rock formation carved by glaciers, but others aren't so sure. The perfect symmetry and unusual material suggest something more. Some speculate it could be a crashed UFO, hidden beneath the sea for thousands of years. Others believe it might be the remains of an ancient human structure, built during an era now long forgotten. So far, no conclusive evidence has been found. Further expeditions are planned, but for now, the Baltic Sea anomaly remains one of the ocean's greatest unsolved mysteries. Just off Israel's coast, beneath the waters of Atlet Bay, lies one of the oldest sunken settlements ever discovered. Dating back 9,000 years, the village of Atlet Yam was once a thriving community, until the sea claimed it. Divers exploring the site have uncovered stone houses, burial sites, and even a well, all perfectly preserved beneath layers of silt. One of the most haunting finds is a circle of massive standing stones, arranged in a way that suggests it might have been used for rituals. Was this an early form of a Stonehenge-like site hidden beneath the sea? Even stranger, human skeletons found at the site reveal signs of tuberculosis, making Atlet Yam one of the earliest known examples of the disease in human history. Could it be that a plague contributed to the village's downfall, before the rising sea levels finally buried it forever? Scientists believe a tsunami may have been the final blow, wiping out the settlement and leaving it hidden beneath the Mediterranean for thousands of years. Today, Atlet Yam remains largely unexplored, but it's proof that entire civilizations can vanish beneath the waves, just like another strange underwater structure, one that has puzzled experts for decades. Off the coast of Japan's Yonaguni Island, resting nearly 85 feet below the surface, lies something that defies explanation. A massive stone structure with sharp angles, steps, and flat terraces sits on the ocean floor, an underwater pyramid-like formation that looks too precise to be natural. First discovered in 1986, the Yonaguni Monument quickly became the center of controversy. Some scientists believe it's just a rare geological formation created by earthquakes and shifting plates. But others argue that the monument is clearly man-made, evidence of an advanced civilization lost to the sea. The most intriguing part? If it is a human-made structure, it would have been built at a time when this area was still above water, meaning the site is at least 10,000 years old. That would place it among the oldest known structures in the world. Could it be proof of an unknown advanced culture that existed long before recorded history? Divers exploring the monument have reported seeing strange carvings on the rocks, markings that resemble ancient symbols or writing. Yet without more research, the mystery remains unsolved. What is hiding beneath the waves, a lost city, or simply the work of nature? To answer that, we turn to a site that is confirmed to be a real sunken city. the world's oldest. In the clear waters off the coast of Greece, an entire city lies frozen in time. Pavlopetri, believed to be over 5,000 years old, is considered the oldest submerged town ever found. Unlike many underwater sites, Pavlopetri's layout is perfectly preserved. Streets, buildings, courtyards, and tombs can still be clearly seen beneath the waves. First discovered in 1967, the city was mapped using advanced sonar, revealing a complex urban design that suggests a sophisticated society once thrived here. Archaeologists have found pottery, tools, and artifacts, indicating that this was a major trade hub before it was swallowed by the sea. So what happened? The leading theory is that earthquakes and rising sea levels slowly pushed Pavlopetri under the water. Unlike Atlantis, often considered a myth, Pavlopetri is real. A city lost not to legend but to nature itself. The site is now protected, but it remains one of the most significant underwater discoveries in history. It proves that entire civilizations can disappear overnight, leaving only ruins behind. How many more lost cities might still be out there, waiting to be uncovered? The deeper you go into the ocean, the stranger things get, but in 2016 something appeared on camera that felt completely unreal. During a NOAA expedition near the Enigma seamount in the Mariana Ridge, just outside the trench itself, a jellyfish drifted into view. At first it looked like a glowing orb, then it spread out its umbrella-like body revealing perfect symmetry, glowing internal canals and slow, pulsing lights. Scientists watching the footage from the ship went completely silent. What they saw didn't look like it belonged on Earth. This jellyfish wasn't just beautiful, it was strange. Its bell was perfectly domed, almost mechanical in shape. Its tentacles stayed stiff and still, not trailing behind like normal jellyfish. It hovered motionless in the water as if observing. The glow inside its body moved in patterns, flashing like circuitry. The creature didn't swim away, it simply faded into the darkness below, like it knew it had been seen. This wasn't something out of folklore, it was caught in high definition, and no one had ever seen it before. Some viewers watching the NOAA livestream started throwing out theories. Was it bioluminescent tech from a deep-sea drone, a new species, or something stranger? The Mariana region is full of these odd encounters. Places like Enigma seamount live up to their names. Completely dark, freezing cold, and under pressures that crush submarines. It's a world less studied than the surface of Mars. What else might be watching from those black depths, glowing silently, just outside the lights of our cameras? What you're looking at isn't a creature from a sci-fi movie, it's real. This was caught on camera in the dark, crushing waters near the Mariana Trench. A fish, with no face, no visible eyes, no mouth, no expression at all, just a smooth, pale dome of skin drifting slowly through the water. The team behind the camera had to pause. It didn't look alive, it looked like something left behind by another world. Its tiny eyes are buried so deep beneath its skin, they're almost useless. Its mouth is hidden on the underside of its head, completely invisible from the front. When it turns, you might catch a glimpse of it. But from straight on, the creature looks like a stretched balloon with fins. It was filmed deep, where light doesn't reach and pressure could crush steel. This wasn't the first time this fish had been found, it was actually first discovered in the 1800s. But it disappeared for more than a century. Some scientists thought it might have gone extinct, until this moment, this exact one. The way it moves is strange. It doesn't dart or swim quickly like most fish. It floats, slow, steady, almost deliberate. Like it's not trying to go anywhere, like it's been drifting for a very long time. That part of the trench is still barely explored. Only a fraction of it has ever been seen. The rest is just darkness. Creatures like this make you wonder, what else is down there? In the depths near the Mariana Trench, an underwater camera set up to monitor bait caught something massive moving through the frame. Not just big, huge. A hulking shadow, with a mouth that could swallow a person whole. And for a split second, it brushes against the rig, dwarfing it completely. Some say it's a trick of the light. Others are convinced it's a megalodon. Officially, this prehistoric shark went extinct over 3 million years ago. It was the largest predator to ever live in Earth's ocean, stretching over 50 feet long. But the sighting from this video has kept the legend alive, because whatever swam past that camera was bigger than any known shark today. And it wasn't afraid of getting close. The Mariana Trench is one of the least explored places on Earth. It drops nearly 7 miles deep. Light doesn't reach it. Sound behaves differently. And there are regions we've never sent anything into. It's a perfect hiding place. If something massive did survive. Critics say it was likely a deep-sea sleeper shark, distorted by the low-light camera. But even then, that species isn't known to reach this size. Plus, this creature showed behavior unlike any known shark, calmly approaching the metal structure without hesitation, like it had seen it before. So was it Megalodon, a new species, a relic from a time before humans walked the earth? All we know is this: something enormous was down there, something that didn't care it was being filmed. They looked like oversized shrimp. But when the cameras rolled during a deep dive near the Mariana Trench, scientists couldn't believe what they were seeing. These weren't normal amphipods. These were giants, nearly a foot long, armored like insects, and crawling along the seafloor in total darkness. Most amphipods are tiny, barely visible without a microscope. Yet here, thousands of feet underwater, they've somehow grown to monstrous proportions. The ROV's camera caught several of them scuttling across the ocean floor, moving with creepy precision. Their shells glistened under the sub's lights, and their eyes, if you can call them that, reflected nothing. These creatures aren't just big, they're survivors. They live in freezing cold, zero light, and crushing pressure. Scientists didn't even know these giant forms existed until relatively recently. When samples were brought up, researchers were stunned by their size. These deep-sea scavengers have somehow evolved to thrive in a world where almost nothing else can. Their bodies are built like tanks, thick exoskeletons, jointed legs, powerful mandibles. They look like something out of an alien planet. And they're not alone. Where there's one, there are usually dozens, crawling over each other to pick apart whatever falls from above. Dead fish, whales, even pieces of shipwrecks. Some theorize that the size of these amphipods could be due to deep-sea gigantism, a strange phenomenon where animals grow far larger than their shallow-water cousins, but no one's entirely sure why it happens. Most fish don't belong at the bottom of the world, but the Mariana snailfish does. This ghostly, soft-bodied creature holds the record as the deepest living fish ever filmed, caught on camera over 26,000 feet below the surface. Deeper than Mount Everest is tall. It doesn't have scales, it doesn't have a tough skeleton. It looks like a mix between a jelly, a tadpole, and something you'd expect to see in a dream. But somehow, it thrives in a world of total darkness and pressure so intense it would crush a submarine like a soda can. The footage was captured by deep-sea landers equipped with baited cameras. At first it looked like a blur, then the snailfish emerged from the gloom. Pale, nearly transparent, with long fins and slow, fluttering movements. It didn't just survive down there, it was hunting. Unlike the terrifying monsters we expect from the deep, the Mariana snailfish doesn't look threatening. But that's what makes it even more fascinating. In one of the harshest places on Earth, life didn't get meaner. It got softer, flexible, adapted to the impossible. Researchers still don't know how it does it. Its bones are too fragile for normal life, its body is basically a sack of gel, and yet it's perfectly tuned to its crushing home. In a way, it beat evolution. It lives where almost nothing else can. It's not flashy, it doesn't glow, but it quietly shattered what we thought was possible. The Mariana snailfish isn't just another deep-sea oddity, it's proof that even in the darkest, coldest corners of the planet, life still finds a way. And down there, it doesn't just survive, it rules. Deep below the surface, near the shadowy edges of the Mariana Trench, cameras captured something that didn't look entirely alive. It moved slow, its body pale and smooth, almost boneless. Its eyes looked like empty lenses. This was the ghost shark, also known as a chimera, and it's one of the strangest fish ever recorded on video. It didn't swim like a normal shark. It hovered, its fins rippled like wings, its tail trailing behind in complete silence. The body shimmered under the sub's lights, revealing a skin so thin it almost looked translucent. Ghost sharks aren't true sharks, they're ancient relatives dating back over 400 million years. That's older than dinosaurs. And this one looked like it hadn't changed much. Its head was rounded and rubbery, its mouth was fixed in a tight, permanent grin. And what really stunned scientists? A strange, whip-like reproductive organ on its head, something rarely seen outside of dissected specimens. Some say it looked like a prototype, like nature was trying out ideas that didn't make the final cut. The creature drifted into view, turned slowly, and disappeared into the dark again. No sudden motion, no reaction. Just gone. What makes it feel eerie is how out of place it looks. It doesn't blink, it doesn't flinch, it just stares. Even scientists who see deep-sea life all the time described it as one of the most surreal encounters they've ever had. In 2015, a private deep-sea mission sent a drone to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. About 19 minutes into the descent, a strange figure appeared in the footage, upright, still, and vaguely human-shaped. It wasn't swimming, it wasn't floating, it was just standing. The footage was archived and never released, but people who've seen it still whisper about it. Down in the trench, there are places no camera has reached, and maybe, things that don't want to be seen. What if the Mariana Trench isn't the only place hiding secrets? From glowing beasts to real-life sea monsters and just really strange marine animals, let's look at other creatures filmed across the world's oceans. It drifted silently through the water like a glowing ribbon unraveling in slow motion, a delicate spiral hundreds of feet long with tendrils stretching in every direction. The cameras locked on it, but even seasoned ocean explorers weren't sure what they were looking at. This wasn't a fish, it wasn't a jellyfish, it was something else entirely, a siphonophore. From a distance it looked like a tangled string of noodles lit up from within, which is why people started calling it the flying spaghetti monster. But the truth is even weirder. This creature isn't just one animal, it's a colony of tiny organisms, all working together as one. Hunting, moving, reacting like a single being. Each glowing strand has a job. Some catch prey, others handle digestion, a few help it drift like a ghost across the seafloor. It's alien-looking but very real, and even now we still don't fully understand how it operates. It's a reminder that some of the most bizarre life forms aren't myths or monsters. They're just quietly floating beneath us, waiting to be seen. It looks almost fake, like a balloon drifting across the ocean floor with a long, impossibly thin tether trailing behind it. But this is no balloon. This is a real deep-sea creature, filmed in its natural environment, floating above the seabed like a jellyfish built by an artist. This strange animal is thought to be a type of deep-sea ctenophore, or siphonophore. Gelatinous, nearly invisible, and designed for silence. Its body is so transparent that you can see right through it. The way it hovers, almost perfectly still, gives it an otherworldly presence. It doesn't flap or pulse like most jellyfish. Instead, it simply floats, suspended, as if caught between motion and stillness. What's especially unsettling is how alien it looks. The body, bulbous and empty, shows no visible organs, no eyes, no mouth, just a shape. And then that single delicate filament trailing behind, possibly a feeding appendage, possibly something else entirely. Scientists are still figuring that out. There's something haunting about it. It's too quiet, too perfect, and yet it's alive. It doesn't belong in a museum or a dream. It belongs right there, in the deep, slow-moving silence of the ocean's lower levels. A living balloon that no one expected to find. It started as a blur, then a pulse, a faint flash in the distance followed by a quick movement just outside the range of the camera. A deep-sea drone had picked up something strange. At first, it looked like a squid, but not like any known species. Its shape was loose, undefined, with tentacles that moved more like smoke than muscle. Then came the light, a sharp pulse of bioluminescence. Not the soft glow most deep-sea creatures give off. This was fast, controlled, like a signal. Before the camera could focus, the creature vanished, leaving behind a faint shimmer in the water. Some researchers believe it may have been an ultra-rare deep pelagic squid using light to communicate or distract prey. Others admit they're not sure what they saw. The footage is real, the shape is real. But it doesn't match anything in current databases. It's a reminder that even now, the deep ocean holds secrets that vanish before we can understand them. Like a light switch flicking on and off in the dark, gone the moment you try to look closer. Coiled like a glowing spiral in the dark, the siphonophore looked endless. Cameras followed its body as it looped through the water, a massive, drifting shape that seemed to go on forever. This wasn't a trick, this was one animal, and it was longer than a blue whale. Siphonophores are colonies made of smaller parts called zooids, each with its own job, feeding, moving, catching prey. But they don't act separately. Together they form one seamless living structure. In this case, a body stretching over 150 feet. It glowed faintly like a constellation floating through blackness. The creature barely moved. It didn't need to, it just waited for smaller fish and plankton to drift into its reach, then struck with invisible precision. No bones, no brain, just a flowing, pulsing body that can outgrow anything else in the ocean. Most people have never heard of it, but it might be the most massive animal alive. It's not the size that makes it strange, it's how it exists. Not one being, not many, a perfect balance in the middle. When the footage first appeared, people thought it was CGI. A fish with a see-through head, floating with glowing green eyes inside its skull? It looked fake. But the barrel eye fish is very real. And it's one of the weirdest animals ever caught on camera. Its body is small, but its head is shaped like a clear bubble. Inside that bubble, two tube-shaped eyes can rotate and lock onto prey from almost any angle. The glow you see comes from special lenses that help it see in near-total darkness. It doesn't move fast, it hovers, adjusting slightly with its jelly-like fins. You can see its brain, its muscles, even the way its eyes shift, all through its transparent head. Why this design evolved is still debated. Some say it allows better depth tracking, others believe it's protection from the intense light of predators above. Either way, it's like nothing else. It's hard not to stare when you see it. A floating dome, two glowing cylinders, a fish designed like a machine, and perfectly built for life in the deep. It looks like something from a science fiction lab, a creature made of glass, drifting silently in the dark. But the glass octopus is very real. Its body is so transparent that most of it seems to vanish into the water. Only its eyes, digestive system, and a ribbon of nerves are visible like floating pieces of machinery inside a ghost. It doesn't flash with color or put on a show, it moves slowly, with graceful pulsing arms that look more like shadows than limbs. There's no ink cloud, no sharp teeth, no bulky form, just emptiness, and somehow it's alive. The transparency is no accident. In the midwater zones where this octopus lives, being invisible is the best survival strategy. Predators looking up from below see nothing but the blackness of the ocean, and this octopus blends right in. It's rarely seen and even rarer to catch on camera. That makes every new clip feel like a glimpse into a world we're not supposed to see. It's one of nature's most elegant escape artists, designed not to fight or hide but to simply disappear. In the cold, silent waters near the Arctic, something strange glides by. Delicate, glowing, and winged. It's not a fairy tale. It's a creature known as the sea angel. And while the name sounds harmless, this tiny predator has a few surprises hidden under its wings. The sea angel is a type of swimming snail that lost its shell. Instead of crawling, it flaps gelatinous fins to move through the water with eerie grace. It's completely transparent, with organs faintly glowing inside, and a body so smooth it looks animated. But don't let the beauty fool you. Sea angels are carnivorous. They hunt their relatives, other snails, with hooked appendages that shoot out when prey gets too close. It's a fast, silent ambush from something that looks like it came from a dream. Their soft, pulsing motion and ghostly glow make them look peaceful, but in the quiet cold of the deep, they're fast, focused, and relentless. They're a perfect reminder, even the most beautiful things in the ocean can be built to hunt. The first time you see one, you're not sure what you're looking at. A glowing oval, a crystal blimp, something made of light and water? It's called a comb jelly, and it might be one of the most hypnotic animals in the sea. Unlike normal jellyfish, comb jellies don't sting. Instead, they move using tiny hair-like structures along their bodies called cilia. As these rows beat, they create waves of light, not because they glow on their own, but because they bend and scatter whatever little light is down there. The result is dazzling. It looks like a rainbow is traveling across the creature's body. And in the deep ocean, where light is rare and color fades, this makes it stand out like a floating jewel. Their bodies are soft, see-through, and perfectly symmetrical. Some can even release bioluminescent flashes if disturbed, turning into a blinking orb in the darkness. The comb jelly doesn't have a brain, no eyes, no bones, but it glides through the water with stunning control, a living light show that feels both ancient and futuristic at the same time. Down in the pitch-black layers of the ocean, something with needle-like teeth and glowing lights silently cruises through the water. The deep-sea dragonfish isn't big, but it's built to terrify anything smaller than itself. Its mouth is full of sharp, glassy fangs, so thin they're nearly invisible until it opens wide. And that's just the beginning. What really sets this fish apart is its ability to glow. Along its body are tiny light-producing organs called photophores. They flicker like stars in the dark, helping it disappear or lure in prey. It also has a barbel, a thin, whisker-like extension that hangs from its chin, with a glowing tip, like a built-in fishing lure. This glow isn't just pretty. It gives the dragonfish a deadly edge in the darkness. Many of the creatures it hunts can't even see the red light it gives off, meaning it can sneak up on its targets completely unnoticed. Its body is soft and flexible, allowing it to survive the crushing pressure miles below the surface. And when it bites, those long teeth snap shut in an instant, locking prey inside a mouth that looks far too big for its body. You won't find it in shallow waters or tropical reefs. This is a creature made for the abyss, where the light fades, and the monsters are small, smart, and glowing. If the ocean had a nightmare version of a shark, this would be it. The goblin shark doesn't look like it belongs in modern times. Its skin is pale and pinkish, almost translucent. Its snout is long, flat, and strange, like a blade jutting forward. But its most terrifying feature? The jaw. This shark has a hidden weapon tucked inside its mouth, a set of jaws that can shoot forward like a trap. When prey gets too close, the jaw launches out of its skull in a lightning-fast snap, grabs the target and pulls it back in. It's like watching a horror movie in slow motion, only this isn't fiction. The goblin shark lives in the deep, thousands of feet below the surface, where light doesn't reach and pressure is intense. Up here, its body would seem soft, slow, even sluggish. But down there, it's perfectly adapted to catch unsuspecting creatures in the dark. It doesn't chase, it waits. Then it strikes with one of the most unusual bite mechanics in the animal kingdom. No other shark moves its jaws quite like this. Few have seen it alive. Most encounters happen when it's accidentally pulled up by deep-sea fishing gear. But every so often a camera catches it drifting through the blackness, slow and eerie, mouth slightly open like it's ready to launch. It's not just rare, it's from another era, a relic that never left the deep. It drifts near the surface like a silver ribbon, impossibly long and eerily graceful. The giant oarfish is the closest real-life creature we have to the ancient sea serpent myths, a fish that can grow over 30 feet long, with a glowing, scaleless body and a red crest running along its spine like something from another world. When people first saw it on camera, many didn't believe it was real. It looked too strange, too legendary. But it is very real. And it almost never shows itself. The oarfish usually stays deep in the twilight zone of the ocean, hundreds of feet below. When it rises, it often makes headlines, not just because of its size, but because of something even more unsettling. In several cultures, especially in parts of Asia, the appearance of an oarfish near the surface is seen as a warning, a sign that something is coming. Some believe these fish can sense seismic activity before it happens, and that when they rise, earthquakes follow. Whether that's true or not, one thing is certain. When the oarfish appears, people pay attention. Its body moves like silk, bending and swaying in impossible shapes. It doesn't swim like a normal fish. It floats like a flag being pulled through water. It's beautiful, strange, and maybe even a little prophetic. A living legend that reminds us how little we really know about the deep, and how much of the ocean still keeps its secrets just out of reach. A vault was opened in the Vatican. What was found there? Theories point to hidden archives, lost relics, forbidden secrets. What else are they hiding? Beneath the Vatican, deeper than the archives, past layers of stone and time itself, a hidden vault has been opened. It was sealed so long ago that its existence had become nothing more than a whisper in old texts. The church has said little, only that a routine restoration led to the discovery. Inside, something was found, something significant. A relic? A manuscript that changes history? No clear answers, just silence, guarded statements, and a growing sense that whatever was uncovered is not meant for the world to see. A vault sealed for 5 millennia, now mysteriously opened, yet this is only the beginning. The Vatican's foundation is built on secrets, some buried far deeper than its archives. Beneath the streets of Rome, past the grand halls of St. Peter's Basilica, lies a labyrinth of tunnels stretching beneath the Holy See. Some are mapped, others lead to darkness where few have ever ventured. These corridors have existed since ancient times, carved into the earth long before the Vatican stood. Some claim they were once escape routes for persecuted Christians, others whisper that they were used by the church itself to hide things too dangerous to be seen. There are records of tunnels leading to crypts, hidden chapels, and locked chambers filled with forgotten relics. Some researchers have tried to uncover their secrets, only to be met with resistance. The church rarely speaks of these tunnels, dismissing speculation as myth. But why then have there been reports of sudden excavations, teams entering hidden passageways, removing crates under heavy security? What lies beyond those sealed doors? Is there a connection between these tunnels and the vault that was just opened? No official statements, no confirmations, just questions, and a growing sense that something is shifting beneath the Vatican. Beneath the Vatican, hidden tunnels twist into darkness. Some lead to ancient crypts, others to places where only a select few have ever stepped. But one passage, guarded and closely monitored, leads to the most secretive collection of documents in the world, the Vatican Apostolic Archive. For centuries it was called the Secret Archive, not because of fantasy, but because secrecy is its foundation. Over 50 miles of shelving hold manuscripts, letters, and books that have shaped history, yet remain unseen by the public. Requests for access are met with endless restrictions. Even scholars are allowed only the smallest glimpse, always under strict supervision. What is kept here? There are known records: the excommunication of Martin Luther, letters from Galileo, even correspondence from emperors and kings. But speculation stretches far beyond this. Some believe it holds texts that challenge official church teachings, hidden gospels, lost books of the Bible. Others whisper about suppressed discoveries, maps of lands that should not exist, proof of ancient knowledge that predates the church itself. There are even theories of a locked section where the most dangerous documents are stored. Could it be that something recently discovered, something tied to the opened vault, has made its way here? If so, the world may never know. Yet there is one place even more secretive, one buried so deep beneath the Vatican that it exists in silence. The dead do not speak, but the walls beneath St. Peter's Basilica might hold answers. Beneath the marble floors of St. Peter's Basilica, another world exists. The Vatican necropolis, an ancient city of the dead, stretches through hidden passageways and forgotten tombs. Unlike the Vatican's archives, where documents are locked away under paper and ink, this place holds something far older: bones, sarcophagi, relics of those long gone. Officially, it is a sacred burial ground, a historical site where early Christians were laid to rest. But some believe there is more buried here than bodies. This underground city is older than the Vatican itself, dating back to the first centuries of Christianity. At its heart lies what is said to be the tomb of St. Peter, the apostle upon whom the church was built. But whispers tell of deeper chambers, sealed doors that lead to places no one has entered in centuries. Some claim that beneath these tombs, there are forgotten catacombs filled with relics that challenge history. What if there is more than just saints buried here? What if something was hidden long ago, something that ties directly to the secret vault that was just unsealed? Visitors to the necropolis are closely monitored. There are paths you can walk, places you can see, but beyond those corridors there are areas marked off, sections where no tourist, no researcher is allowed. The church says it is for preservation, to protect history. But what if it is to protect something else, something the world is not meant to uncover? The Vatican necropolis is a place of the past, a city of the dead. But what if the Vatican's deepest secrets are not just about history, but about the future? Among the many strange documents hidden away in the church's archives is one that has fueled speculation for centuries: the prophecy of the popes attributed to Saint Malachy, a 12th century Irish archbishop. According to legend, Malachy had a vision of the future, foreseeing every pope that would ever sit on the throne of St. Peter. His predictions, written down in a cryptic list named 112 popes, each described with a mysterious phrase. The final name on the list: Petrus Romanus, Peter the Roman, the last pope, the one who Malachy predicted would see the church and the world fall into ruin. Many dismiss the prophecy as a fabrication, a medieval hoax. Yet others believe it has been eerily accurate, describing past popes with strange precision. Some even claim the Vatican itself has shaped events to align with the prophecy, ensuring that history unfolds as written. If true, that would mean one thing: we are now at the end of the list. The current Pope, Francis, is the final one before something happens. A collapse, a transformation, a revelation. The Church has spent centuries mapping the heavens, not just spiritually but scientifically. The Vatican operates one of the world's oldest astronomical observatories, and in the modern age it has expanded its reach to advanced telescopes, including the Vatican Advanced Technology Telescope in Arizona. Officially, this is all for the study of planets, stars, and cosmic phenomena. But what if there is another reason? For decades, rumors have swirled that the Vatican holds knowledge about extraterrestrial life, and that they are not just searching for it, but preparing for its disclosure. High-ranking clergy have made cryptic statements over the years, suggesting that the existence of intelligent life beyond Earth would not contradict faith, but would be part of a greater plan. Some Vatican officials have even spoken of baptizing aliens if they were ever to make contact. These statements may seem harmless, but why address a scenario that, officially, is not even a possibility? Theories go even further. Some claim that deep within the Vatican's archives, there are ancient records of celestial visitations, accounts of strange beings appearing before early religious figures. Others believe that secret observatories, beyond the ones we know about, are monitoring something specific: something already here. Could the church have information about extraterrestrial encounters, covered up for centuries? Could they be waiting for the right moment to reveal the truth? One thing is certain. The Vatican has always known more than it tells. Whether it is prophecy, history, or something beyond our world, the question is the same. What are they hiding and why? The Vatican's connection to the heavens is undeniable. But what if they have also unlocked the past? Among the strangest and most unsettling Vatican-related conspiracies is the chronovisor, a mysterious device said to have the power to look into history itself. According to reports, this device was secretly developed in the mid-20th century by a group of scientists led by Father Pellegrino Ernetti, a Benedictine monk with deep knowledge of physics and ancient languages. The chronovisor, Ernetti claimed, allowed its users to see and hear past events, as if time itself had been recorded and could be replayed like a film. If such a machine existed, imagine what it could reveal: the crucifixion of Jesus, the lost civilizations of the past, the true origins of human history. But according to legend, the Vatican did not celebrate this discovery. Instead, they confiscated the chronovisor and silenced all discussion of it. Ernetti later retracted his claims, but many believe he was pressured into doing so. Why would the church suppress such a revolutionary invention? Some say it was destroyed because it was too dangerous, that seeing history unfiltered would unravel the carefully maintained narratives of religion, power, and control. Others believe the device still exists, locked away in the Vatican's archives, accessible only to the highest authorities. If the church truly possessed such technology, they would hold an unimaginable power, not just over faith but over history itself. And if they can see into the past, what else might they be looking for? The Bible, as we know it, is a collection of sacred texts chosen by the early church. But not all writings about Jesus made it into the final version. Scattered across history are whispers of lost gospels, scriptures that tell different, sometimes contradictory stories about Christ and his teachings. Some of these, like the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary, and the Gospel of Judas, were discovered centuries later, hidden away in the sands of Egypt and other remote locations. But many believe that even more texts exist, ones that remain locked within the Vatican's archives. What could these documents reveal? Some researchers speculate they may contain teachings that challenge the church's authority. Perhaps Jesus spoke of a more personal, direct connection to the divine, eliminating the need for religious institutions. Others believe certain gospels describe secret knowledge, messages that only a few were meant to understand. If this were true, it would explain why these texts were either erased from history or hidden away. One of the most controversial theories suggests that the Vatican holds evidence that Jesus' life was not as we've been told, that he may have traveled farther than believed, lived longer, or even had descendants. Some believe that secret societies such as the Knights Templar may have once possessed these forbidden texts, and that the Church went to extreme lengths to ensure they were never revealed. Throughout history, the Vatican has presented itself as a neutral entity, a beacon of faith untouched by the chaos of war. But beneath the surface, its involvement in global conflicts runs far deeper than most realize. During both World War I and World War II, the Church was not just a passive observer. It played a role behind the scenes, negotiating, influencing, and some say, hiding the truth. One of the most controversial aspects of the Vatican's wartime history involves Pope Pius XII, often called the Silent Pope for his reluctance to publicly condemn the atrocities of the German Reich. Some claim his silence was an act of political strategy, an attempt to protect Catholics in occupied territories. Others argue that the Vatican knew far more than it let on and deliberately avoided intervention. There are even theories that the Church assisted in hiding high-ranking Nazi officials after the war, helping them escape justice through secret routes known as the rat lines. What other wartime secrets remain buried in the archives? Were deals made in the shadows, agreements that altered history yet remain undisclosed? And most importantly, does the Vatican still hold influence over global conflicts today? There are those who believe it never stopped. The only difference is that now, its operations are even more hidden than before. The Vatican's power is not just political or historical, it extends into realms few dare to speak of. Deep within its walls are reports that document encounters with something far darker. While many view exorcisms as an outdated ritual, the Vatican does not. It officially recognizes demonic possession, And the church has its own secretive network of trained exorcists, dispatched to battle forces that, according to them, are very real. Among the Vatican's most closely guarded records are the exorcism files, accounts of cases so disturbing that they were locked away from the public. There are whispers of possessions so violent that even experienced priests refuse to continue. One such case, long rumored to be hidden in Vatican archives, involved a man who, in the final moments of his exorcism, reportedly spoke in languages he had never learned, revealing secrets about the church that no outsider should have known. Even more chilling are theories about a pact, an agreement made centuries ago, possibly even within the walls of the Vatican itself. Some believe that certain figures in church history may have struck deals with dark forces in exchange for power and influence. These rumors persist, fueled by reports of high-ranking Vatican officials involved in occult practices, records of rituals performed in secrecy, and ancient texts discussing forbidden knowledge. The Church dismisses these claims as myths, yet it continues to train exorcists, expanding its knowledge of a force it officially acknowledges. What does the Vatican know about evil that the rest of us do not? And why does it continue to guard the truth so closely? Perhaps the answer lies, not in the supernatural, but in the most earthly source of power, money. And if there is one place where mystery and wealth collide, it is within the walls of the Vatican Bank. The Vatican's financial empire is shrouded in secrecy. Officially known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, the Vatican Bank is supposed to handle charitable funds, but behind its closed doors, a different story unfolds. One of corruption, missing millions, and suspicious deaths. For decades, the Vatican Bank has been at the center of scandals involving money laundering, mafia ties, and financial cover-ups. One of the most infamous cases is linked to Roberto Calvi, an Italian banker whose connections to the Vatican's finances ended in his mysterious death in 1982. Calvi, sometimes called God's banker, was found hanging from London's Blackfriars Bridge, his pockets stuffed with bricks and cash. His death was ruled a suicide, yet many believe it was a warning, one tied to the billions of dollars that flowed in and out of the Vatican's financial network. More recently, investigations have uncovered millions of dollars in questionable transactions, secret offshore accounts and Vatican money tied to intelligence agencies and criminal organizations. Even Pope Francis has attempted to reform the system, but each effort is met with resistance. Why? Because those who control the Vatican's wealth control its power. On June 22, 1983, Emanuela Orlandi, a 15-year-old girl whose father worked for the Vatican, vanished without a trace. She had just left a music lesson in Rome, only minutes away from Vatican City, and was never seen again. What should have been a simple missing persons case quickly turned into one of the Vatican's darkest mysteries. For years, conflicting theories have surfaced. Some believe she was kidnapped by a criminal organization, held hostage as part of a deal involving the Vatican Bank's debts. Others suspect she was taken by Vatican insiders, silenced because she had seen or heard something she wasn't supposed to. Then, there are those who claim the church knows exactly what happened, but refuses to speak. In 2019, following intense public pressure, the Vatican allowed investigators to open 2 tombs within its walls. They were empty. More documents were released, but they only raised more questions. What was the Vatican trying to hide? Why were certain officials reluctant to discuss the case? And why, nearly 40 years later, does the Orlandi family still wait for answers? The Ark of the Covenant is one of history's most legendary artifacts, a sacred chest said to have been built under divine instruction, containing the 10 Commandments and carrying an almost supernatural power. According to biblical accounts, it vanished thousands of years ago. Officially, no one knows where it is, but many believe the Vatican does. There have been claims that, over the centuries, the Ark passed through many hands, hidden away from those who sought its power. Some theorists argue that, at some point, it was moved to the Vatican's most secure vaults, where it remains to this day. But why would the Church hide something of such religious significance? Some believe the Ark contains knowledge far beyond what is publicly taught, something that would completely alter humanity's understanding of history. Others claim that the Ark is not just a religious artifact but something much greater, an object of immense energy, capable of things science cannot explain. There are even stories that the Vatican has already used it, that within the Church's highest circles it is known that the Ark's power is real. If so, could this be the true reason behind the Vatican's extreme secrecy? Could the Church be hiding not just a relic but something that defies belief itself? The Vatican holds secrets that stretch across time, from lost gospels to hidden artifacts, from censored files to missing people. And every time a new mystery is uncovered, the same question arises: what else is hidden within its walls? The Vatican is the center of Christianity, yet its corridors are lined with artifacts from civilizations far older than the Church itself. Ancient Egypt, a land of gods, rituals, and powerful rulers, has an undeniable presence within the Vatican's walls. Some of its most treasured artifacts, including mummies, statues, and hieroglyph-covered relics, rest in the Vatican museums. But why has the Church taken such an interest in a civilization known for its belief in multiple gods, elaborate death rituals, and texts filled with knowledge long lost to time? Some believe the answer lies deep in the Vatican's archives, documents that suggest a hidden connection between early Christianity and Egyptian mysticism. It's no secret that early Christian symbols bear an uncanny resemblance to Egyptian motifs. The Vatican remains silent on such connections, dismissing them as coincidences. But then there are the whispers of something more hidden, ancient texts that reveal the lost secrets of Egyptian magic, knowledge that was never meant to be shared. Some theorists suggest that long before the rise of Christianity, Egyptian priests discovered something so powerful that it had to be concealed. Could this be why the Vatican holds on to its Egyptian relics so tightly? Are they mere artifacts, or do they contain knowledge that challenges everything we think we know? If history has been rewritten before, it could happen again. But some mysteries are harder to suppress. One such enigma has been in plain sight for centuries. A single piece of cloth that has defied explanation, raising questions the Vatican refuses to answer. The Shroud of Turin is one of the most mysterious and controversial relics in existence. A 14-foot-long linen cloth bearing the faint image of a man, it is said to be the burial shroud of Jesus Christ himself. The image is eerie, almost photographic, showing wounds that align with those described in the crucifixion. The Vatican acknowledges the existence of the shroud but has never officially declared it authentic. Instead, it remains locked away, only displayed on rare occasions. Why the secrecy? Over the years, scientific tests have only deepened the mystery. Carbon dating in 1988 suggested the cloth was from the Middle Ages, but many experts argue the results were flawed, that the tested fibers were from a later repair, not the original shroud. Some researchers claim the image was not painted or created by any known technique, but instead formed by an unknown burst of energy, possibly radiation. Others insist it is the world's oldest surviving photograph, created by lost technology. But the most unsettling theory, that the Vatican knows exactly what the shroud is, and what it proves. Some believe the cloth holds evidence of knowledge the Church has suppressed for centuries, a secret about Jesus that would change everything. If the shroud is real, why won't the Vatican allow more extensive testing, and if it's a forgery, why protect it so fiercely? The shroud remains one of the greatest religious mysteries of all time. It raises more questions than answers, just like the Vatican itself. And as long as its secrets remain locked away, one thing is certain: the Vatican holds far more than it is willing to reveal. For centuries, the Vatican has stood as a symbol of faith, power, and mystery. It holds archives filled with forbidden texts, vaults containing artifacts lost to history, and secrets that stretch back to the earliest days of civilization. But what if what we know is only the surface? What if the greatest secrets remain buried beneath its walls, locked behind closed doors, hidden in places no outsider has ever seen? Some theorists believe the Vatican holds undiscovered prophecies, texts that predict events still to come: wars, global upheavals, the fall of institutions, and even the arrival of something beyond our world. Others claim the Church possesses proof of ancient civilizations more advanced than we ever imagined, knowledge so dangerous that it would change everything we believe about history, science, and humanity itself. And then there is the possibility of undisclosed agreements with world powers, quiet deals made in the shadows to protect secrets that must never be revealed. Are there hidden alliances between the Vatican and governments, intelligence agencies, even secret societies? What knowledge do they share? What events have they shaped? The truth may never be fully known. The Vatican guards its past as fiercely as it guards its faith. But one thing is certain: every revelation, every uncovered document, every whispered theory leads to the same question. If this is what we suspect, then what else remains hidden? That's about it. Write in the comments what else you think the Vatican might be hiding. For more useful information, watch other videos.